Good morning. Test. Good morning. And everyone hear me. Hey. There we go. Let us crawl out of coffin. Good morning. Oh, thank you, Silent. It's good to see you too. Who are we joined by today? Good morning, Silent. Good morning, Cadence. Good morning, Canary. Good morning, Jack. Good morning, Hear Me. Picks up your Maya hype. Good morning, Mario. Good morning, Dead Space. Thank you for the Soul Jam. Also, good morning, Other Eru. Good morning, Viper. Good morning, She. Alrighty. It's been a little while since I last popped in. I'm glad if audio is good. I debated coming in a little bit earlier while I was working on something else, but I thought I would just get in a good Katawa Shoujo update, and then perhaps we can do other things. I wanted to, truthfully, I wanted to put in some other installments while I was off stream as well, but I didn't really get the opportunity, so here we are, checks watch like a week later. However, let us shimmy over to good morning, Nebu. Hello. How's everyone doing today? Let me just hop over to There we go. Doing great. That's wonderful news. I'm glad to see all of you. I'm a little sorry for the sparse presence again, but hi Mora. Hello. Doing better now that you're alive. I do like to be live in the sense of alive. Thumbs up. Thank you for popping by today. Did you happen to see that I posted an offline update? I read through another hour's worth of this route. You may be able to tell, but I did not in fact get time to play it again. Which is my bad. But we met our last go that we did. So we have Shizune and her interpreter friend Misha, and Shizune is deaf mute. And then we met Lily. We met Lily and Hanako, who Hanako has she has some quite significant burn scarring across her body, and is quite timid. We also met Lily, who is blind. It seems that she's always been blind. She's well adjusted. She's very ojo. Then we also met Emmy, who is missing her legs. She is a double amputee, but she seems to be very active, running about. Oh, Ash, thank you so much for the sub. You're a fully bloomed flower. Thank you very much. And then we met our last girl in the last video, Rin. And she is missing her arms. However, she is a painter. And we got to do a little bit of painting with her. Let's continue on. So we are currently in the midst of wooing Oh, there we go. Oh, Disaster Mia, hello, welcome. Let us plow forth, shall we? Apologies in advance for my croaking voice. Good morning, Zero. Good to see you too. I linger under the blanket for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise up while making excuses as for why I already haven't. So our protagonist, Hisawa, has been asked to do some exercise, as a lad in his position just need to get a bit of. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here for all day. School is surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the culture shock still has not faded, I think. Oh, flower eyes fun again? Gosh. Are you quite sure? What should I do? Should I just flower eyes now? Read this whole section as flower eyes? どうしよう。They are back. But you can't get a very good view of them like this. So I hope that you don't mind. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they are going to let me get away that easily. Well, thank you for saying that they're beautifully made. They're just well, like this, they just look like I've got some mighty red eyes going. And the nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallow the morning medications, and put on my old soccer clothing. Sorry? Thanks to my condition, I was exempted from taking part in gym classes at Yamaku, so I didn't get issued with a gym out. I'd order some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. You don't know what it is about red eyes that they're so captivating. Thank you. Thank you for spending your points on making my eyes red. Oh, Bird. Thank you so much for the resub. Welcome back. Growing another petal on your flower in the garden. Oh, Mora, thank you. A custom... Eh? Can you make one of those? I don't think it would be worth it. Not sure what kind of things people would make me say, but anyway. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they can get a new life this way, a bit like me. After all, if I'm going to start taking care of myself, I can't afford to slack around. I'll start from the basics. Basics which include keeping the rest of my body in shape, along with what little I can to do to strengthen my heart. They're so cool. Oh, Ash, thank you for the 100 bits. Maybe then I can go back to something approaching a normal life, or at least something where I'm less likely to fall over dead at any minute. I am surprised to discover that I'm not the only one present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic-legged girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track lithely, like a half-mechanical gazelle. What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can't remember. She seems to be running laps at a somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the hard track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog, just like he is oppressing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health, and his prompting me to do so. And even with things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way early. The fact that I would be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. I'd leave, but it seems that my former assailant noticed me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. Good morning. Your name is Hisao, right? She grins, seemingly pleased that she'd remembered my name. You may not remember me. Emmy, I knocked you over in the hall yesterday. Miss Ibarazaki? She imitates Misha, imitating Shizune, failing to get the same kind of subdued lilt into her high-pitched voice. How could I forget such a blunt introduction? Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. Yeah, sorry about that. Again. Well, so long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine. Great. Not sure she realized I was joking. So the spy consultant the nurse was talking about, is that actually you? That's right. Oh. I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest. What? Are you saying I don't look like I could be a spy? No, this is more like a relief. I was afraid he would have someone to watch my every move. Unless you are here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I'd seen a messy-haired transferred student who looked like he's kinda lost around the track. So why are you down here? Emmy strikes a dramatic pose. Training! For what? Track! Ah, I see. You're on the track team then? Emmy nods enthusiastically. Yep. I'm one of the better runners too. And modest about it too. Hey, you should join up. It's good exercise, you know. I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. No, I'm not even sure that I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm just not into organized sports, you know? It's true. I never even really got that much into soccer. I mean, I'd run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I'd ever played. It wasn't for the glory to be found on the field, that's for sure. Emmy seems to understand my meaning. I see. Not that into the whole organization thing. But now that you're here, I guess we're going to run together, huh? What? Sure, I guess. Emmy seems pleased. Are you going to warm up? Real men don't warm up. Oh, no. You should always warm up. Bad Hisao. He scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans closer. I hate warming up too. She laughs suddenly. And I don't even have to stretch my legs. As if to confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple of times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. Let's go! So we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see that she wasn't lying about being good at running. Emmy moves fluidly, throwing herself into the run with a sort of wild abandon. I find myself concentrating more on running properly. Hands spread right, and something about hitting on the balls of your feet rather than the heels. I try to match my stride to Emmy's, but it's pretty difficult. Apparently I'm not very good at it. Maybe Emmy could help me with that sometime. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple of laps today and slow to a walk pretty quickly. Emmy keeps running and doesn't seem to notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my own somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Yeah. I'm not in very good shape right now. Emmy nods and then grins at me again. He seems to do a lot of smiling. Well, the important thing is you started, right? Next time, you just have to try to hold out longer and then longer and longer, and eventually you'll be great. Keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm going to go get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Emmy shrugs unconcernedly. No, I've got plenty of time. I noticed that she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I've got to finish my routine. See you later, Hisao. See you. I'm not sure whether this morning's experiment was a success or a failure, but I'll admit that I do feel slightly good about getting out there this morning. Like Emmy said, I just need to keep at it in order to get better, right? Practice makes perfect, or something like that. It's nice, at least, to feel like I've taken some semblance of control over my own health. I'll have to try to keep this up. I head back to the dorms to wash and change into my uniform, trying to resist the urge to take a really long and hot shower. I'm tired from all the running. I just want to unwind, but I don't want to break my slowly building routine of getting to school before the morning rush. After taking a long shower anyway, I dry myself off and get out of the stool to put on my clothes. Guilty. Out of nowhere, a shadow appears within the mist, looming and radiating malicious intent. It bursts through the fog. Darn it! Kenji Potter! Sup? What are you doing here? What the hell? You scared me. What's your problem? I should be asking you that. I've been looking for you all over the place, man. What do you mean all over the place? I want to ask if he's been looking for me like that, stark naked, but hold my tongue back. I finally realize I'm still naked too and quickly hold up my shirt in front of me, but Kenji doesn't seem to notice a thing. His glasses are fogged up, but then why doesn't he wipe them off? Is his vision so bad it's like he's perpetually seeing through fog? You know, your room and... Yeah, that's it. Hey, I mean, I still had to get up, though. Whatever, it's not important. Can I borrow some money? He puts on an innocent face and looks away, trying very hard to look very casual. Doesn't work. He's as transparent as his window panes lies glasses. Talking neutrally like this, wearing nothing, feels awkward. So welcome. Hello. Excuse the, Kenji Potter, who's currently in the nude. Actually, somehow it's even more awkward to be naked in front of someone when they can't see me being naked, to say nothing of the fact that he's naked as well. I try to brush the feeling off with little success. Money, sure. Awesome. Wait, why do you need it? Can't you just give it to me because I had the goodwill not to run through your pockets while you're in the shower? I could have, but I exercised restraint, and in the end, isn't it the thought that counts? Come on, be a pal. This makes no sense. If it's the thought that counts, I should withhold payment, since his thoughts were so clearly impure, and his intentions are probably even more sinister since he can't tell me what they are. I say as much to him. I'm offended, man, but if that is your game, then fine. I guess I have no choice. I want to order a pizza, and I already have most of the cost of the pizza. I need your help for the rest. I get some of that pizza too, right? No? You serious? Yeah, I would give you some, but you have class, you don't have time to eat a pizza. What about you? I'm not going to class. I have to wait for the pizza and pay the guy.
and then eat it. It's not easy. You have to obtain the pizza stealthily. If you don't, everyone will see you and the pizza, and they will ask for a slice. It's a hard world out there. Everyone wants a piece. And you're left pizzaless in an unforgiving world. It's happened before, that's how I know. Every day, I plan my vengeance so that when the people who wronged me order a pizza, I will be there. Ever vigilant.
Kenji strikes a dramatic pose, completely without irony.
But yeah, I only need like 400 yen. Please, you're my only hope. I can't go outside and buy my own pizza, it's too far. I try not to go out unless it's absolutely necessary. Let me tell you what happened the last time I went out without carefully planning it out in advance. I was outside. I can't remember what I was doing. Something. Standing, maybe wondering how I got there. And then out of nowhere, it happened. Like a flash of lightning, splitting the sky, like how you split a sandwich into 2 equal pieces to make it more manageable to hold and eat. A bird crapped on my head. It was the second most shocking moment of my life. What was the first?
He ignores me and keeps going. I want to grab him and shake him. Is he just trying to keep momentum? I'll go with that. Even if it's more likely he just didn't hear me.
It was like in the opening to some kind of anime show. You know how there's always a part where the main dude is fighting his rival and they fly at each other and clash swords and there's like big dramatic colored auras and zoom. It was like that, but with poo. Okay. So yeah, I need some money. Please, don't leave me hanging, man. I only need like 1,000 yen. I thought it was 400. Okay. What? I'll pay you back, I swear. You better, that's what it means to borrow stuff. I don't know when I'll be able to pay you back. You have 1 week.
Kenji winces and makes a noise like a dying cow. A particularly disturbing thing. Give him the stop it! Ah, the spoken!
You're not supposed to be so tight-assed about money between brothers in arms, man. Men have it bad enough as it is. Did you know that male porn stars only make about half of what
I can't do this with female porn stars make. Does it mean anything unless you're a porn star? I can't. Stop it. I can't do it with Kenji. Hold it together for the content, I know.
So maybe I am a porn star on the side, struggling to make ends meet as I fight the feminist agenda, and you can't even spot me your crumbs, you bastard. Nobody understands. Nobody.
Wouldn't feminists be against pornography in the first place?
This feminist agenda stuff again? This stuff is important. I can see that you don't give a... I'm not gonna swear. I've already sworn. Give a damn, but this is serious here. Feminists are a dangerous enemy, make no mistake. You take them lightly, and you'll wake up in the morning with a knife in your bag. Bam! Out of nowhere! How do you wake up in the morning if someone stabbed you in your sleep?
Damn it!
Women are terrible at stabbing things.
Why? Kenji Potter, stop it!
I thought you just said don't take them lightly. Well, don't take them lightly for the big things. Individually, they're not a threat, but if there was some kind of war, like a big war with men on one side and the feminist forces on the other side, it would be pretty ugly. And that day will come when the feminists come out of their central top-secret worldwide feminist headquarters and say,
The language.
You're being ridiculous. There's no big worldwide feminist headquarters building. Where would they even hide that? I mean, it'd have to be massive. You can't hide that on Earth. Someone would notice a big fortress with women only in it. Who said it was on Earth?
I turn away from Kenji and start practicing frowning faces in a mirror so that I can figure out what kind of frown will best express my emotions. He can't see me from this distance anyway. Which unfortunately means that he just keeps on ranting without any regard to sense or sensibility.
Yeah, there's a war going on. A war not many know about, but it's a great one that will one day boil over and encompass all of the known world. Then we will have to pick sides. We will have to make a stand. In fact, it's happening right now. Imagine it. The bloody battlefield. A vicious conflict without end. I almost gave up when I thought this cause was silly. When I grew tired of the bleakness of our fight. When I mistook the time the power went out for a feminist raid and thought the end was near. But then I realized that if I gave up, it would be all over, and I was like, whoa, and I knew I had to get serious because I am the last sane man in an insane world. It's about duty. Must be a pretty crappy movement if it all hinges on one naked guy ranting in a bathroom at another naked guy. So, can I have the money?
He's blocking the way out. It's getting cold because I'm still naked and I want to go to class, so I agree to spot him the money.
Awesome. Thanks, dude. We should go bowling later on. Bowling? Yeah, it's the ultimate sport. There are almost no women bowlers either, making it also the manliest sport. Should I wear my pink bowling shirt with matching shoes, or the pastel green with flower accents? There are bowling clothes? Maybe. Anyway, you'd better pay me back. I can pay you back in stuff, right?
I don't have the time to ask him to elaborate on what that means.
I don't know. I have to get to class. You're kind of in the way. Sorry. Yeah, I don't want to hold you up, and I have some stuff to do myself. The time has come. Time for what? I just like saying that. Okay, now the time has really come. For what? I have to use the bathroom. Get out of it. I was just going to, and what does that mean? It's a big bathroom. So, I have to be alone or I can't go. The pressure. Okay, what if someone else comes in? I'll think of something.
I give him my practiced frown, and it looks kind of silly reflected in his glasses. He either doesn't notice or doesn't see. Anyway, so I get dressed and run back to my room feeling as though an eternity has passed since I woke up. Because it has. That is time I will never get back. I'll get him for this somehow. But right now I have to get to class. I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. Rubbing my forehead, I realize this is as good a reason as any to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early later. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside in the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, but she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord though, after straightening her skirt and shirt collar, as if it was of importance to look prim when entering our classroom. Excuse me. She calls into the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it.
Good morning, Lily.
Kiso? Good morning. I didn't hear you come in. I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely. If I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me.
Well, I was already here, just asleep until now.
Have you seen Hanako today, by any chance?
No, she seems to come in only just before the bells ring, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you?
No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only 2 people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way here.
I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess.
You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should. Punctuality is a good thing. I think so, anyway. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any other official paperwork. It could be that everyone is trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that is why it's so quiet today. Hi! Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. Sorry, I can't be that loud. Hi, Hichan!
Hi.
Look, it's the class representative. Hello! Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha's or Shizune's use of the word look. Good morning. Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right? Right? I'm not. Lily seems a little more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realize that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she's talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one that actually talks. Damn. How complicated. I decide to help Lily out for my own peace of mind, more than anything else.
You're here early, Shizune.
You were here even earlier than us! Thank you for the sub, Ronnie. Bun lights back at you. Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird though that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge and... Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. The festival is coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in the projected budget reports for their events. Even the first years, except you. There's still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today. The deadline is today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have had all of the necessary paperwork days ago, but someone had to say the deadline, please extend it. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Oh, Osamu thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. I'm sorry I can't read chat so much, but thank you for the kind commentary, even about my dusty frog voice. Croaks. Chokes on dust. Oh, Ash, thank you again for the 100 bits. Weeps. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class's event? Handling the same matter for every class in the school and then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she is really getting into the role. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused, though.
Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left.
Please, Isawa, it's alright. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I've forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Thank you for the hype train. Small train. Then, can I have it, please?
She might not have it on her at this exact second.
It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me. Students from my class. She emphasizes the last sentence much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. Oh, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you very much. Thank you. What do I say aside from thanks? Why are you hype training while I'm reading? Thanks, but I must. I'll keep going. I'll keep going. Yeah, bye. I guess word must have gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. That's a very It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something you should just be delegating away. As class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just terrible. Thank you so much for the bits. Yeah. Just bows. Thank you very much. They completed it, being capable of doing so. The students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Goodness. Okay? Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Thank you so much for the gift sub. Thank you so much for the gift sub. Yeah, but you gotta read. Yeah, bye. Lily, don't they live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class? Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal. Thank you so much for the gift subs. Wow, thank you. And what's with that attitude? I said that it's not something you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative or aren't you? Tell me the names of those 2 students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something this simple yourself. Oh, thank you for the gift subs. Thank you for the gift subs. Just bows endlessly. Beeps. Wow. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of. Lily's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she is becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Thank you for the gift subs, and thank you for, again, the hype train. I don't know about hype, but things are getting tense. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Of course, you do so much, class rep. It must be so difficult being you. Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of sarcasm, which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other, that much is clear, but this seems a little much. It seems like Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. Lightning crackles! I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that you can track me down to make sure I don't forget my own. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. You're right. The difference between us is like heaven and hell. And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent. The air between them ripples with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. Hichan, don't you slack off either.
What are you talking about?
Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hichan? You are, aren't you? Then, I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person.
I don't understand why she's suddenly getting mad at me. I know the answer to this, but sad life. Don't drag me into this. Why am I being dragged into this again? I've done more than enough, I think. If you're angry with Lily, that has nothing to do with me.
Now, wait a second. Are you implying the president is more right in scolding me than yourself?
Damn. I think I could have worded that better. No, I don't know about that, but I mean...
What are you saying, Hichan?
It's just that I hardly think it's fair you can say that, seeing that I've helped you guys.
The mood has changed. This is like a showdown between two gunfighters now. Well, it was like that before too, but this time Shizune's focus is on me. And so is Lily's, though she keeps quiet. I'm afraid I inadvertently pissed her off. Are you saying I'm wrong? What a dangerous situation.
It's too early to argue with you. Yes, I think it's unfair of you to get on my case.
Hichan, you want too much. But you have a point. Okay. You're not lazy, Hichan. Shizune pushes her glasses up with her thumb, almost approvingly. That's good. If you're not useless, you shouldn't let anyone say you are. But the next time I say it, it'll really be because you're disappointing me like Miss Class Rep here, so don't let this go to your head. Lily takes the jab silently, a venomous visage frozen on her face. Class Rep, Chichan says don't forget that report, please. I won't. Would that be all? Yep. Then, good day to you all. Her voice would cut the air of the classroom into half if it were more tangible. It's okay, thank you so much for the... No. Thank you so much for the hype train. I'm truly... Wow. Just... shrinks a bit. Oh. Thank you kindly. Thank you so much. Lily leaves the room, understandably in a bad mood, but still managing to be as poised and calm as usual. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Shizune, you really did go a little too far today.
It's true, Shi-chan, just a little.
If I had been expecting Shizune to grudgingly admit I have a point there as well, I think I was expecting too much. She doesn't respond.
Shi-chan thinks you should mind your own business. Shi-chan, we have a few last-minute things to take care of before class. We might be late, so can you please cover for us?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yay! Okay, thanks, Shi-chan.
They walk outside even though there are only 10 minutes left before the bell will ring, signaling the start of class. Well, there will always be other trains. Thank you for the train. I love trains. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. We've been covering the same amount of pages each day, so reading ahead is more or less giving myself a preview of what tomorrow's lesson will be about. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, not noticing Misha's head poking over my shoulder until she's almost on top of me. What are you doing? I try to strike a balance between being quiet enough to not draw attention to myself, but loud enough to draw hers.
What are you doing, Shi-chan?
Panic shoots through me as Misha starts talking at her normal volume, and I sputter out a hasty reply, still keeping my voice down, despite the fact that she just blew any hope of being discreet I may have had. I'm copying down that stuff. What are you doing? Why so loud?
Really? But it's all in the book. That's why no one else is copying it down.
I know, why are you so loud?
Why are you so quiet, Shi-chan? It's hard to hear you.
I look around to see if anyone is noticing our conversation, and it's pretty obvious that everyone has, even the teacher. Shizune smiles coyly, and I start to wonder if Misha's doing this because she told her to. Is it because of what happened between her and Lily earlier? This is what I get for trying to be reasonable, for trying to take the middle path? Shizune's way too prideful, although by now I should know to expect that kind of behavior from her. Why are you doing this?
Oh?
Misha is totally oblivious to the awkward stare the teacher is giving both of us, while trying to balance her textbook on one finger. For a brief second it looks as if things could get ugly, but the teacher simply looks away as if it's not worth the trouble. Guess this is a good thing, and I slump back in my seat in relief. The rest of day passes by uneventfully, and this time I am able to appreciate that it does. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. I notice Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune's signing so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Misha's trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Probably way over my head. Not just that, but Shizune also seems angry, although it could just be her normal severity making it appear so. Shizune silence to the point where her wrists crackle and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and then on top of that she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished, and the girls sit down on their seats again.
I'm so tired.
She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. Festival preparations must be tough for you.
Indeed, the people in this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune starts signing at me and Misha perks up, while looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well, it's almost like Shizune's actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. Well, we're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy.
Sarcasm?
Huh? The tone of Shizune's actions make me think she's speaking with disdain, but Misha interprets it normally, replacing whatever intent may have been there with her own chipper twist on things. It's still disorienting. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. Hello. We are playing Katawa Shoujo today. I am getting by with frog voice button.
Never mind. How could I forget with you two trying to get me to join at least twice a day?
But Hichan, some could say the work is too much. It'd be nice if students were to show a little more support for their leadership, some appreciation to the ones who are working so hard to make it all possible. Maybe, for example, a little help. That's asking too much, is it? Yep, help would be appreciated from students like you. If students would show their dedication and school spirit and offer some help, well, I don't exactly need it. But I wouldn't necessarily refuse it, so it would be nice if someone would. Oh, hello. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey? Playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she is showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily? It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. They seem to have momentarily forgotten about trying to get me to stay for the rest of the day.
What is it, Hanako?
Has Lily been here? Sorry, Sato is not here. She, came by in the morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she is intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It is a little funny, though, watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project, but who knows where that woman is loitering at? She might be slacking off somewhere. What a useless woman! Hanako nods quickly and retreats with haste, obviously to avoid any further contact with Shizune. Unfortunately, this turns their attention fully back to me. But Hichan is not useless, right? Right? He said so himself. I can see where this is going, and I do not want any part of it, not after that experience yesterday.
Well, good luck with your preparations.
I start packing my bag, ready to make a break for the exit. Unfortunately, I'm all the way on the other side of the room. The short distance to the doorway seems like a vast no-man's land to me now. Shizune and Misha both start maneuvering slowly in front of me, cutting off my route of escape in an unsettling, cautious way that makes me think of ship-to-ship combat. I think Shi-chan is saying that you should help us, Shi-chan.
Gee, I wouldn't know. She's so subtle.
But that's the intent, so please? I can't keep up. We have to actually build stalls for the festival, almost all of them by ourselves. Can you believe that? Hammering boards together over and over again for hours. It's really hard. I'm so used to it. I was doing swinging motions in class and I didn't even know it. She bangs her desk a few times, imitating hammer blows. It's so repetitive, I can't stand it. And yesterday I actually hammered all the boards on top of each other. It was just a stack of boards all nailed together, and then I had to take it apart and do it all over again. And I got yelled at and laughed at. So? She clamps a hand down on my shoulder and grins, quickly running her tongue across her teeth mischievously. Do you have any plans for today, Hi-chan? I wonder if you do.
Sure, I have plans.
Really? You're going to help us, right? I notice her hands are moving constantly. She's signing everything we both say so that Shizune can understand. Shizune's being somewhat quiet today. Is she still angry? Well, probably at least a bit. I can see it in her eyes. This could also just be another way of trying to guilt me into lending her a hand. I have to find a way out of this.
Hey, I should go now to the library. You know, homework. I should get going, shouldn't I? I have to be diligent because I'm a new student, and also I have to make a good first impression, right? Yeah. See you later then. I turn to bolt for the door, but Shizune is blocking my path, her arms crossed over her chest and a stern expression on her face. Those some quick moves there. She wags a finger tauntingly and begins signing to Misha with the manner of a squad leader giving directions to his fellow soldiers. It didn't seem like you were in any rush to get to the library, Hi-chan. That's right. Jokes. God, craps. I can't do this. That's right, Chi-chan. It does seem like he is probably going to slack off for the rest of the day. You're surrounded. Let's go to the student council room. She lets out a chuckle and then breaks into laughter. I'm sorry, Hi-chan. I feel bad, but this works out for everyone, right? That's right, Hi-chan. Yes, that's a good point, too. Yes, this is beneficial to everyone. It solves all our problems. Yeah. I also thought he'd be more appreciative of our efforts. They pull themselves closer as if they're about to pounce. Hey guys, 2-on-1 isn't very fair, is it?
She keeps looking forward and passive, then gives a sinister smile. Come, we have a lot of work to do. Let's go to the student council room.
Gee, I don't know.
Misha laughs. Deja vu? She chortles before letting out another laugh. You know, my horoscope said it'd be a good day for me today. And now that you're going to help, Shizune signs quickly to her. Right. I mean, now that you've decided to help us, completely of your own free will, I'll be able to take it easy. Lucky. Huh? I open my mouth to say something, but then realize there's no point. I refocus on trying to think of a way out of this. No, their actions are clearly deliberate. There is no sense in attempting to reason with them. You can't reason with madmen. I frown, and they don't even notice my discontent, further proving my suspicions. They seem pretty relaxed now. I guess they think they've already won, so they're letting their guard down. That's kind of arrogant. They pass forward in front of me as they move through the doorway. And I stealthily walk backward into the classroom as I step into the hallway, turning towards the stairwell. I let out a sigh of relief and quickly pack the rest of my stuff so I can make my escape. The classroom door slams shut. That wasn't very nice there. You really got us good though, didn't he, Shi-chan? Right. What was that about? I thought you said you'd help us. And then you bailed on us. And you thought you would get away with it, didn't you? The indignant expression vanishes and she begins to laugh hysterically, calming down only after an aggravated look from Shizune. Oh, yeah, you thought you could get away with it, but a criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. I didn't even manage to leave the classroom in the first place. No, wait. I didn't even agree to help in the first place. Not very bright, are you, criminal? Thinking you can just shirk your duties like that. How low, Hi-chan?
I'm a criminal. What did I do? What's the charge? What am I guilty of?
That's for the courts to decide, criminal. I don't think we have to tell you that. Besides, you're the criminal here, you know what you did.
Have you ever read The Trial by Kafka?
No? What's that, Hi-chan? What does that have to do with this?
I read it a few months ago. It's about these people who run a kangaroo court on a guy who just wants to live his life. They refuse to leave him alone and he can't fight the power.
Hi-chan, what does that have to do with anything? Hey, what does that mean? He turns back to me after signing back and forth for a lengthy amount of time. You know, we're both a little disappointed in you. You've let us down, he's all. Dropped the ball. Left us hanging. And out in the cold. Is that any way to treat a person? To run away from your responsibilities? To abandon your comrades? We think you owe it to us to honor your commitment.
What? But I didn't commit to anything. My breathing catches in my throat and I momentarily start choking.
Sounds like me. That's not true, Hi-chan. You said you are not useless. You definitely said it, yes. Definitely. You're calling you on those words now. You better prepare to show you are not a useless guy. Your honor will be soiled forever if you try to get out of this. So for the rest of the day, we are going to hang out together, just the three of us, and work hard. You can't fool us. You should be happy. You're doing your school a great service. Ask not what your school can do for you, but what you can do for your school.
How depressing.
Cheer up, Hi-chan.
She slaps me hard across the back with enough strength to knock the air out of my lungs. I gasp to breathe.
Besides, aren't you happy you get to spend the day with two cute girls?
I guess they're right. I did blurt those words out.
Accepting my fate, I follow them to the student council room. And hammer the final nail into the store. It took all of the afternoon, and dinner time is nearly over, but it is done now. Shizune pulls out a roll of measuring tape and a small level, and inspects it thoroughly. She smiles, looking pleased, and motions for Misha to come over. She says you did a very good job. In fact, you might actually have a gift for this. Wow, I'm impressed too. That was fast. Have you done this before?
No, never. Never before. And I never will again.
Well, our quota for the day is 6 stalls. In a few minutes, me and Shi-chan should finish this one. That means 4 more to go. We're making good time, she says. Isn't this great fun?
What? I could think of a million things I'd rather do, but I suppose everyone has to do their share for the festival, even me. You're both lucky that I'm helping you two out. If I really didn't want to, I could have gotten out of it easily.
Really? Shi-chan? Shi-chan thinks you're just running your mouth. Japanese people have no flight or fight reflex, Shi-chan.
Shizune tense her fingers deviously.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. If you really wanted to escape, you would have taken immediate action. That is how you know someone is serious, when they have no doubts, no regrets. Maybe it was a bad idea to tell you that, since now Hi-chan knows what to do next time.
But just the fact that she's alright with telling me this shows me that she doubts I'll be able to act on it. That only makes me want to do it more, and I almost want the opportunity to do so to arise again. But if that happens, she might get me again somehow.
Shi-chan says she is happy now.
Much later in the evening, we are looking at 6 completed stalls. With the pride of a job well done, we sit back and admire the fruits of our labor, not sharing a word between us, just admiring. I realize I'm feeling quite thirsty. Hey, isn't there a vending machine out in the hall? They're on all day, right?
Huh. The drinks are very cheap too. We usually get something from there on days like this.
I dig around in my pocket and find a single 100-yen coin. Is this enough? I'm feeling kind of thirsty.
100 yen? You can get any drink in the machine with that.
Oh, that's good. That's very good then.
Oh, wait a second. What is it, Shi-chan? Do you want him to get you a drink too? Shi-chan, you've really helped us out. So today, I mean Shi-chan will treat you. Hey, what about me? What would you like? I'm feeling thirsty myself. So am I.
I dunno. Anything's fine, I guess. The melon soda?
Hey, wait, Shi-chan. I also want a drink. Oh. You know, I think it's times like this that I think she's just teasing me.
That's probably it. I'm sure she'll get you something, right?
Thank you for the bun drink water redeem. New to this channel. I will have a sip. Washa. Yeah, she usually does. But you never know.
Shizune comes back with 2 melon sodas and a can of fruit juice. She hands me one of the sodas and the other to Misha.
Thanks, Shi-chan. I had total faith that you'd get me one. I knew I could count on you. But how did you know this was what I wanted? I usually get something else. What? You knew I'd want to try it, and that I like these kinds of childish things?
I gesture my thanks to Shizune, who smiles and nods.
Hey, Shi-chan.
Yes?
We've been spending a lot of time together. Already in such a short time, we've done so much. We should both stop beating around the bush. what I'm trying to say is...
It sounds a lot like she's going to ask me out, but that can't be it. Nevertheless, my heart is beating like a jackhammer. Damn, this reminds me of another similar scene earlier this year. I tried to say something, but my brains can't decide whether to stop her or to tell her to continue. I feel myself blushing all the way to the ear.
What I'm trying to say is... Would you like to join the student council?
Oh, what a disappointment.
Did you think she wanted to ask you out, Hichan?
I feel very embarrassed right now. I can feel myself getting even redder in the face. Shizune also tries to hide a blush after Misha translates and then puts a few sheets of paper in front of me.
So how about it? All the paperwork is right here. And you're sitting down anyway. You look very at home here. Drinks and everything. What do you say?
She quiets down a little and asks again, a little more solemnly.
Hichan, what are you saying? You don't exactly hate this, right?
I'm more than a little surprised by the sudden change of tone. I don't really know how to react to it. One thing, she isn't shouting uproariously with no regard for tact. Before, I'm sure she knew already that I was going to say no. This time, she seems actually serious.
I think maybe you should join. Not just because we could use your help, but, well, you're hanging out with us anyway. I think Shi-chan would like it if you would join as well. It's not like you hate us or anything, right? It wouldn't hurt if you joined, and I'd appreciate it if you would.
She seems to be having a hard time getting her words out, which is strange for someone talkative like Misha. For some reason, I'm almost troubled by it. My eyes drift over to Shizune, who stares back at me tentatively, absent-mindedly cleaning her fingernails.
If you don't want to join, I promise we won't ask again, but if you did, we would be really happy.
Both Shizune and Misha seem to be unable to look me in the eye. I can't lie, the thought of being around two such cute girls is something that I couldn't possibly pass up. I'm not looking forward to this kind of work every day, but there should be less after the festival. At least I hope so. Right, I guess it can't hurt, so why not?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Shizune tenses her fingers in satisfaction.
She'll fill everything out, Hichan. Congratulations! You are You are officially a member of the student council now.
Great. I'm not looking forward to a lot of work. To be honest, I've never done any student council activities before. But maybe it'll be a positive experience.
Thank you for the bun drink water reading. I'll hold off on this one for a little bit.
Misha starts to clap, laughing exuberantly as she does.
Congratulations, Hichan! Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
I get the message. I can't help but smile, finding such a display childishly cute.
The student council is always busy, you know? But for today, we're done. See you tomorrow, Hichan! We still have work left, so we'll be counting on you.
I leave the room feeling totally wiped out. The grounds are totally deserted, and the school looks pretty ominous this late. The council office is the only window with lights on anymore. Is this what the student council will be like? My body might not be able to take it.
Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. Yes, yeah. We joined the student council. My morning alarm goes off and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health after all. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least, that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you. I'm surprised to see you again.
Why is that?
Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowned, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning. A shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought. So, come on then.
What?
You're here to run again, right?
Well, yes.
So come on. I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. Things seem to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling, while Emmy moves with an effortlessness that I find enviable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, work toward things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start on our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? No. No. I let Emmy go with her own pace and she doesn't show mercy, pulling half a lap ahead of me in an instant. I don't blame her. I mean, it's not as if I'm really putting up any sort of real fight out here, is it? Instead, I'm just running at a steady pace, which is what I should be doing, right? There's no need to go pushing my limits at this stage of the game. Is this even worth it? As we finish the second lap, I break off again. Emmy keeps going, and it almost seems to me that she's disappointed. Wow, that's stupid. Don't have anything to prove to her. Come to think of it, I've got nothing to prove to myself either. I'm just fine the way I am. And what I'm not is a runner. This was probably a bad idea. Maybe there's something else I can do instead of this? Getting up this early sucks anyway. There's got to be some other way to keep healthy. Walking, maybe? Nice afternoon walks? Yeah, sounds good. Running isn't for me. I wave to Emmy and head back to my room. I'll think of something else later. Back in my room, the first thing I see is the familiar row of medication bottles lined up on top of my dresser, and it makes me depressed as usual. It's annoying. Thought I was okay. I thought I'd made my peace with this thing, gotten over it. But what I really did, I allowed myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Reflecting on it is only going to do so much. I've done this before, for months. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it is a life in progress. That is how I'll rationalize it. I down the usual handful of pills, trying to push the sudden dreary feeling out of my head. Then I prepare to head out to class early as usual. As I step into the hallway, I notice Kenji coming around the hallway corner, stealthily making his way over to his own room with a large bag. As he sneaks past me soundlessly like a ninja hiding in plain sight, I call out to him.
Hey.
He jumps at the sound of my voice.
Hey man, I didn't notice you there. Really tired.
I think it's more like he didn't see me, but that's not the issue.
Where have you been this early? Shopping? Nah, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I have to visit the math teacher. Yeah, I figured it would be a good idea to find out when the next exam is, since he tells you in advance if you want. So then what's in the bag? I thought I'd go shopping while I was outside. I need supplies to continue the fight against the vast feminist conspiracy. Okay. I thought you didn't go outside. I wear a hat now. I decide to not point out that he is not wearing a hat. An awkward silence settles between us, and then Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a creaking sound into the air that only makes the moment seem more awkward. He sets the bag down inside his room and then closes the door. I'm surprised you went out of your way to find out a test date. Trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent. I never study. Oh. I just wanted to know when the next test day was. I'm still going to take it, duh. I need to know so I know what day I can't afford to skip class. He usually sends out updates on that crap by phone, so I had to step out and check up on it. And why do you have to go out when you can get it on your phone? I don't carry a phone. What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home? No, I don't use phones. I don't have a phone. Phones. I have no phone. Why don't you have a phone? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all? No phone? I just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. But basically, when I hear a phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined, ominous, life-altering doom call, or I was beaten with a phone in the past, beaten so badly I can't remember it. Beaten in the head? Well, where else? Darn it! Where else could I get beaten with a phone that would make me unable to remember it?
That's right. Very true.
Unexpectedly logical. I feel very depressed now. Sensing this conversation is more or less over, Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one. Class is going to start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. Too tired to go to school. Hey, you need some lip balm? I accidentally bought 2 because I thought the door had started selling individual AA batteries. Thanks, but no thanks.
The door down the hall opens with a crack as it swings forward from being pushed open too strongly and crashing against the wall. The sound is followed by a peal of bubbly laughter, and I instantly know who it is. At the noise, Kenji disappears into his room like a ninja, slamming the door shut just as Shizune and Misha walk over, the former taking small, efficient steps towards me while the latter more or less bounces off the walls. I try to do the same as Kenji, but it's too late. Misha puts her foot between my door to prevent me closing it, so I have no other choice but to let them in. Thank you for the keys. Hi, Hichan. Hi.
Hi. What are you two doing here? I wonder if the pause between those two sentences was politely long enough.
Hichan, that's rude. He came to pick you up. Did you think we were going... Did you think we were... We thought you were going to escape and came to make sure you didn't? Surely not, Hichan.
Hey, I didn't say that's what you were here for.
But now I know it's exactly what they're here for. It's time for student council work, yes it is! Aren't you happy, Hichan, to be able to help the whole school? You're like a hero. The future generations will tell stories of this day.
Interesting. I didn't think joining the student council would be a heroic deed worthy of Hercules. Well, guess I did promise so.
I've neglected Shizune, and only now do I notice her in the corner of my vision, peering around my room over my shoulder, her analytical eyes darting from object to object.
This is kinda intrusive. The feeling of being exposed girls. Seriously? Seriously? Oh. Okay. Okay with words. Who was it who mentioned earlier? Mario, who is like the things we get to hear Bun say because of this game. Yeah. I think there's some pretty... You know who says some pretty wild stuff? Lin says some pretty wild stuff. Luckily, I don't have dirty laundry on the floor or anything like that. I'm going to politely refrain. We're not going to talk about Kenji's wild things because Kenji is just extremely wild. Kenji Potter. He's an interesting neighbor to have.
What is it, Hichan? Yeah, this is Hichan's room. We haven't seen it before, I didn't even realize. It's kinda plain, but Hichan hasn't had time to decorate it yet. Isn't that so? What are those?
She points at my collection of medications on the night table. I don't really want to talk about it with these two. I think I will dodge the subject. It's nothing.
I quickly step in front of them, trying to hide the stuff behind my bag. Shizune takes a step back, looking suspicious, but it's an expression not without concern. I hope if I avoid it, she'll understand that I don't want her to keep prodding me about it. Really? What are you hiding, Hichan?
Nothing.
Is that so?
I realize I can't really squirm my way out of this. They are nosy by nature, and hiding it is just going to pique their curiosity more. Yeah, okay, it's something, but I don't really want to talk about it, okay? Not yet. Can we just put this aside for now?
As Misha translates, Shizune stares at me hard with her eyes, focused and analytical as ever, peering at me curiously over the rims of her glasses. Her fingers press against each other thoughtfully, as if she's weighing the value of pursuing this further than necessary against the insult of disrespecting my wish. Her expression finally melts into a slight smile, and she signs something to Misha. Okay, then we'll wait, and become better and better friends, and one day, when you feel like it, you can tell us about it. Both of them smile widely at me, and I feel shocked and a little stupid about being like this. They are not stupid and probably can at least halfway guess what's going on with me, and such simple, kind words. I feel relieved that they don't think any worse of me, even if I'm like this. Even if I'm not like the rest here. Even if I can't be at ease about it. Seems that behind the obnoxious, mischievous acts, both of these girls are really kind and good people. That's what I think.
Thanks. So, you want me to help you out today, right? Since I'm one of you now?
Yep.
After class?
No. Now.
Now? But what about class? You're going to skip again?
It's for the common good, so we sacrifice our math lessons and maybe the social studies too.
Well, I guess I'm fine with it.
Awesome, Hichan. You said it, okay? Remember, I'm fine with helping out. That's what you said, right?
Yeah. That tone, I suddenly regret saying it.
Okay. Are you ready to go then? We can go to the office together.
No, you're probably going to make me carry all your stuff for you or something.
Don't be silly, Hichan. We've never walked to school together, Hichan.
I almost want to ask why we would, but then it dawns on me. The both of them consider me their friend, like Misha said before, and they want to become better friends with me even. It's weird. I've never really thought about them that way. Or any of the people I've met so far this week. Is it really so easy? Just like that. Okay, let's go then.
Shizune grins craftily and puts her hands behind her back. That's great, Hichan. Okay, but first, you had a really great idea. Hichan liked it a lot. So, it's time for a game.
Oh no.
Hichan is holding a 1,000-yen note in one hand. Hichan! If you guess which one, you can have it. If you don't... you're carrying all our books to school, right, Hichan? Right? She and Shizune exchange nods. Okay, Hichan. Get ready! Carrying 3 bags instead of 1, I think about the day that's ahead of me, of us. I can see students walking back and forth through the courtyard, probably in preparation of their own projects. The festival is practically here. That means there are only 2 possible reasons that my help is required. Either there is only a small amount of work left, and they just want a helping hand to wrap up the mundane final checks they're obligated to do, or there is a ton of work left, and Shizune's putting on a calm face as a torrent of built-up procrastinated work threatens to kill us all. Once inside the office, I look around and see that it's deserted. I guess this means there isn't a lot of work left, huh? Since there's no one here and all. It's always like this, Hichan. This confirms what I've thought before, but have never actually been able to confirm definitively. Shizune and Misha are the student council. The whole student council.
Ah, damn. So it's true. The student council is really only you 2.
Shizune looks as if she's stuck, wondering whether to be ashamed or explode with anger, and Misha is equally divided between laughing and trying to stop her. Well then, Hichan, you'll be happy to know that since it's just us 3, we'll have a lot to do. A lot.
That does not make me happy.
But it seems to make Shizune very happy. Just kidding. The work turns out to be sorting and double-checking the considerable amount of paperwork necessary for an event such as the school festival to get done. Bureaucracy is a mind-boggling thing. But we managed to finish it just when the lunch bells ring. Okay, now that we're done, we can relax a little. But not too much. We have lots more to do in the afternoon. It's actually not that much work, Hichan, so we can afford to enjoy a little lunch first. The 2 of them produce a small array of plastic containers seemingly out of thin air. It's chicken cutlet with tomatoes and soybean sprouts. Doesn't it sound delicious, Hichan? It was just made this morning and it's still warm, so eat. I take one of the containers and open it. It looks nice and certainly smells good. The fact that I'm really hungry adds to that even more.
Wow, this looks great. Where did you get this?
That isn't important, Hichan. There was supposed to be a store selling lunchboxes, but the girl who was to run it suddenly said she couldn't do it. Hichan said, "What a waste! It was a lot of work to trick Hichan into making this." Hey.
What the hell?
So, Hichan wanted to see if she could do it, but then decided not to, right, Hichan?
Shizune sulks angrily, shooting Misha a displeased look. I don't think I was supposed to hear that story. This is your test food?
I'm eating it too, Hichan. Thank you for the bun drink water reading. I am okay. I will drink water in a few takes. I'll drink extra water for the other redeem that I didn't drink for. And Hichan is too. That doesn't answer the question. Nevertheless, I split a pair of chopsticks Shizune offers me, pick up a piece of cutlet and pop it into my mouth.
Surprisingly good. I didn't expect Shizune to be such a good cook.
Shizune puts her chopsticks down to sign curtly towards Misha, who gulps down her cutlet with noticeable difficulty in order to speak for her. Hichan, don't talk with food in your mouth.
It's not like I enjoy doing it. Anyway, how motherly to show that kind of concern.
You can't even eat right, Hichan. That's all it is. It's a stalemate. I can't eat in order to talk to Shizune, who can't eat in order to chastise me for eating the wrong way. Misha, caught in between, is in the same situation and looks the most disheartened by how this is going. Either way, our food is getting colder by the second, and it wasn't piping hot to start with. Wherever this was going, it dies down pretty fast once we all realize that, and we eat. After a while, the bell rings, but Misha makes no attempt to tell Shizune, so I'm sure they're planning to skip classes and spend the rest of the day in here again. Hichan, do you have any plans for the festival?
No, not really. After all, I've only been here a week. What could I set up in that time?
Hichan, you helped us out so much. Don't sell yourself short.
Okay.
We're serious.
Okay.
The two of them seem to get indignant over the strangest things. You're going though, right, Hichan? You should at least see what we've accomplished. Everyone should be able to look at what they've done so they can fully understand their work. That's my belief. You are no exception. Hichan, you should definitely go. If you don't have anything planned, then maybe we can even go together.
Do you need a hand? If there's anything you need help with, I'm fine with sticking around.
I feel much more at ease than I did earlier. My previous concerns and fears long gone. I had forgotten about this morning's trouble entirely until now, having fun with Shizune like this. Having fun with Shizune, it seems like an unfamiliar concept to think of, but looking back on it, I really enjoyed the moments I've spent with Shizune and Misha these past few days, in spite of everything else. If we might be going together, then maybe I can afford to stick around a little longer. And I guess it beats class. Really, Hichan? Okay, we can consider this you repaying us for the free lunch. Great. This is great. Really, really great. Hichan was hoping to bring this up again later anyway.
That's not a free lunch at all.
Normally I would be angry or at least slightly unsettled, but my mood has improved from earlier on, so I'll let it slide. Helping them out turns out to consist mostly of stamping forms and making what seems like 10,000 copies apiece of 50 different budget reports. It's not hard, but very boring, and according to Misha, the simplest of the tasks they deal with. I feel myself getting more and more tired, and with that less eager to return to class. This is especially bad because the more time I spend out of class, the harder it seems to just get up and go back. These two, they're a terrible influence, terrible role models. Not that it bothers me all that much, and I'm sure no one looks up to them, but it's the principle of the thing. Done!
That was fast.
I'll be finished before this period's over, I think. Sorry? No, Hichan. Everything is done. So you're done too.
That doesn't make any sense. Are you telling me this is all arbitrary and you've been keeping me here for the hell of it?
No. But we have kept you long enough. You should go back to class, Hichan. You can still make it for most of this period.
What about you?
Of course we're coming too. Of course we'll be right behind you. Reassured, I start heading back to class, but the period is almost halfway over, so I start thinking it would be pointless halfway there and pass the difference between this class and the next, drinking juice in the hallway. I keep an eye on the door to the student council room, but it doesn't open. What's taking them so long? Are they busy wrapping up my share of the work? Well, it shouldn't take so long unless there's more and they just wanted me to leave. The more I think about it, the likelier it seems. Shizune is, well, not an idiot, but clearly she's unable to just come out with things. Maybe it's because she can't talk, so it's harder for her. She has Misha, but all in all, as easy as they make it look, there's still a difference between casual speech and sign language. I contemplate going back there to check on them, but the bell rings and I have to go back to class. They join me a few minutes later, and the thoughts I had in my mind before slip away in the routine of school life. By the time I remember, school is over for the day and I'm too tired to do anything but go home, do my homework, and then go to sleep. Oh. At 5 minutes past 8, an unbelievably loud banging jolts me awake. It's coming from outside my door. Quickly, I open the door to see Shizune and Misha standing side by side before me. Both of them look a little worn out, although it's more noticeable on Misha.
Which one of you knocked?
I ask, echoing the question that must be on the mind of everyone in the entire building. That's not important, Hichan. She quickly dismisses it without even batting an eye. Oh, you're still in your pajamas, Hichan. So you don't wake up at 8? I notice her hair is wet. Her curls are barely holding their shape.
No, I thought I'd sleep a bit later since it's the weekend and all, and I've been seriously sleep deprived this week.
I wonder if she missed the poison in my words. Then it's a good thing we came to wake you up. Anyway, Hichan, I guess you'd like to know why we're here, wouldn't you? It's not hard to guess, but I wish she wouldn't say the words she's going to say next. Would you like to skip class and go somewhere nice with us?
Come again?
Would you like to skip class to do something fun?
I was certain they'd force me to help with some slave work. Seriously?
Misha grins and nods enthusiastically. I like this new approach they're taking, although I'm somewhat surprised that they would suggest skipping class even if we have only half a day since it's Saturday.
Aren't you too worried about constantly missing class?
Well, it doesn't seem to be a problem. Hichan, the school is pretty much at a standstill whenever this time rolls around. It's a Saturday too. Don't you want to do something fun?
I'm amazed by how little they seem to care.
Not that we're pressuring you to give us your company, but we thought you might like to hang out. So, would you like to join us? Come on, we'll have a lot more fun than just sitting here with your head on your desk.
I guess I won't be missing anything important, nor will I be missed. Alright then. I don't think I'd be missing much. What do you have in mind?
My eyes narrow with suspicion as a thought crosses into my mind.
Oh, wait. This isn't just some trick to get me to do some more student council stuff, right?
No, of course not. And that's a really mean thing to just assume like that, Hichan. And besides, you're in the student council now, remember? If we wanted you to do something for us, we wouldn't have to trick you.
This is a kind of coercion that is new to me. Only two pretty girls could pull it off. I allow myself to relax a bit. Maybe I'm being too paranoid. It seems like they may really just want to hang out. Okay, hold that thought. We're going to save here. Probably should have just left it at the last chapter, but we're going to save here. And we will return to the Shizune plus Misha student council route a little bit later. Let us turn to our main screen. Wow. Is Zero still here? Because this sure has been the longest Flower Eyes redeem yet. Blink blink. Crumbs, hello. Welcome. I will off my Flower Eyes for now. Thank you very much for the redeem. I will also drink water twice. It is not a short. The stream was wild. I know. I'm sorry. I think I forgot that there was actually some explicit language. Some explicit language used. Not to mention the fact that the game is, in fact, not exactly family friendly. But I can just not read those parts. And well, you get the idea. Admittedly, it's not. I think that with the number of characters there are in Katawa Shoujo, it's still going to be a little hard for me to make everyone distinct in their own way.
and the occasional hussar. But I hope that it's intelligible nonetheless. What was I going to say? Oh, tomorrow is American Tuesday. So it's very comfy to watch. I'm glad if you find it comfy. As many of you know, I like this game, and I feel quite tickled to be able to play it for you like this. If you do watch it, I hope that you find it fun. It's definitely a different sort of feeling to playing a game that is actually voiced. It's a bit hard for me alone there. So I'm sorry if we cannot stick it through for a whole stretch. I imagine that if I was going to try and stick it out for the entirety of the Shizune route, we would be here for like 20 hours, me reading aloud. At the pace that I do anyway. So tomorrow is American Tuesday. And I have promised a friend of mine who some of you might recall from our previous secret tabletop stream, some Imoko. Oh, bourbon whiskey. Thank you kindly. I'll do my best. So, I was debating about whether or not to stream it. Although it would not be something that I could, chat and respond throughout. But another reason why I'm a little bit hesitant to do it is because of I think this is the scenario. I've probably mentioned it before, but it is called Inso or Reburial, and it is the scenario that my delightful friend T. Cuppity dealed for me. Oh, thank you. Dealed for me my first solo player experience, and so it's a kind of it's a meaningful scenario for me in that respect. But the reason why I'm so hesitant to stream tomorrow, stream this scenario being played, is because I am not prepared. I'm not particularly prepared. In fact, a few moments before I started streaming, I was just finishing up some more preparations for the scenario, which I am still not prepared for. Still not prepared. I will have to do some more setup work and a few ticks. If it's something that you guys would be interested in. Oh, the thing is that this game will happen regardless of whether I do it on stream or not. So it'll be a little bit like last time in that maybe I can turn stream on and you guys can be there. Or the tabletop will happen and you guys just don't get to see it. So it's kind of the toss-up. Personally, I wouldn't mind. I think that perhaps for any friends that wanted to play this game with me, that that I wouldn't advise them watch. But aside from that, it's not like I'd be losing out on anything, I suppose. Aside from being slightly ashamed as always about my lack of ability, etc. So the scenario is called Oh Silent! Welcome back. Yes, that's why. So the game itself, I probably won't postpone it unless something drastic happens. It'll be tomorrow at, I think, approximately 4 PM EST. And oh, thank you. I will do my best. It's been a little while since I have made anything. Thank you for being kind towards my scenarios in TRPGs. This particular scenario, I asked. Okay, so the person that I'm playing with is the same as last time as well. It's Fer, and the character that she's bringing is Oliver, who is one of Ver's OCs that I'm well acquainted with, and I enjoy that part of you, the degree of how professional you are with the scuff moments. What do you mean? When am I professional and when am I scuff? Don't answer that. It could be on the table. If I chicken out, I might. If I chicken out, I might not. But I've already asked the author of this scenario. So this is a translated scenario. Although Sol is the one who played it with me, the translation has been done by myself anyway. I just went through and whenever I play it, I like to just do a bit of arranging for whoever it is that I'm playing with, just to make it a bit more of a personal experience. And I think one of the reasons why I hesitate to do this one is because it is also kind of, I think it has its distressing moment. And by that I mean the character that I'm playing. I guess I can introduce her to you, but I'm sure you've seen her before. Her name is Teru. Hirozu Teru. Yeah, I draw her occasionally, so you guys have probably seen her before if you've kept your eyes out. She's kind of stressed. I feel like bringing Oliver and Teru to this scenario will be kind of like yeah. In the same way that Katawa is kind of hard for me to run, Katawa is kind of hard for me to run because it's quite demanding. It's quite demanding of me as a keeper. I feel the same way about the scenario. I feel the same way towards this scenario, even though it's very meaningful to me. Sounds intense? Maybe. The thing is that I'm not super prepared, right? So I've gotten just I just remembered some more stuff I have to do for that scenario. Okay, so I'm like significantly underprepared, but since it's just for I'm sure she won't mind. Averts gaze. No, not a busy bun. But I'm just thinking about what will make it a good experience for my friend is all. Oh, thank you for the kind interest. I can't say that I feel it's very I don't know. I guess all I can say is that when running scenarios like this, I have to really do my best. I think that if I was half-hearted about it, it wouldn't be striking in the same way. It wouldn't impart the kind of feeling that I think the story deserves. Then we dial that back to my lacking ability. But nonetheless, maybe someday Sol will run it as well. But she ran it for me, and I had a great time. I'm pretty sure we played for like 5 hours. Pretty sure we ended up playing Rebrew for like 5 hours. I don't remember how long it took, but it was a long time. And so in terms of the ballpark that I gave Ver, I was like, so the scenario itself might be around 2 hours, but I would maybe give it up to 5 hours. And Ver's response to that was, I would wring your Google Doc dry of content. So that's what we're going to be doing, I think. I think I'll be trying to provide Ver with everything that is on the task. I'm tired. Truthfully, I don't know if I can do this, but we'll see. I don't think I've ever roleplayed Teru on stream before. At least not a Teru that anyone is familiar with. And oh, thank you, Silent. It's a pleasure to perceive you as well. I cannot say the same for myself, but I appreciate the thought. Well, yeah. If there was a lot of concern, I probably would have, in lieu of streaming more Katawa Shoujo, I probably would have just gone to prepare more and set up the scenario. Yeah, but at the very least, I've drawn Noodle, so it'll be perhaps Beaver and Noodle's first tabletop debut in public. Well, yeah. Well, the reason why I can feel comfortable enough to sort of ad-lib my way through certain parts is just because I'm with friends, and I don't think she minds. In fact, I don't think she cares. If I did have maybe quarter of a page of notes and I just took her on some whirlwind journey, I'm pretty sure she'd be down for it anyway. Fingers crossed. But yes, that aside, I still want to try and chip in more Katawa Shoujo. The reason why I want to do more recordings is just because it's long. The way that I read it, especially where I read everything, this game will be a very long read through. It's not nearly as long to complete if you're just reading it on your own, but since I've decided to try and read everything through on this playthrough, it will probably be a bit time consuming. So if I do end up chipping in, like, you know, half an hour here or an hour there, don't be surprised to see VODs being posted where I'm like, hi guys, I'm not streaming. It's probably some obscene hour. Let's read some more Katawa Shoujo. But speaking of tabletop, actually we'll save that for another time. Did you guys enjoy this installment in the Katawa Shoujo series? Even with my Eruglish reading and frog voice and and Kenji Potter feminist war reparations. Always enjoy your voice acting of these. I have to admit that even though I think it's fun and also necessary to put on a different voice for the different characters, voice acting's not exactly a forte. Not really a forte. At least I would like to be less frog so often, but despite the various flaws, I hope that listening to me read as all the individuals in this game is still okay. But some of those lines were great hearing coming out from you. Well, that is the joy of reading. I get to say so many things that I wouldn't ever be pitted to say in real life. Yes, I do think so. I do understand that for those of you who don't really have time to read along or look at the pictures, that listening to me talk, if that's all you are doing, is the easiest way to differentiate that there are different people speaking, right? If I change my voice up a little. Oh. I'm glad you enjoy my hichans. Misha's hichans. Oh, thank you, new to this channel. I'm glad you like it. Oh, thank you for the kind words, and thank you for everyone who gave bits and gifted subs, and hype trained our way up to many choo-choos. I like trains. I want to hang out a bit more, but it is okay. Oh, stream elements! I'm sorry, there's no fun rave for you. But yes, so surely I will see you guys soon. It may be tomorrow, it may be another day. If it is tomorrow, may I give a little... Oh. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Ash, for the sub to Stream Elements. Now Stream Elements can fun rate. It's fun time. Thank you so much. I wanted to give a little content warning. Probably because the scenario that I'm thinking of sharing with you guys tomorrow is kind of the same. I mean, I guess you could say Sasuga Bun sounds like something Bun would play. It's very much a talking scenario. So it has some themes, some events that I think, you know, might be distressing to some people. And you know, I'm playing it with that fully under my belt. I know what will happen. I know why those things will happen. I just wanted to say, you know, once again, if there's ever at any point where you feel uncomfortable or feel concerned, only if you feel this way for yourself. Like, you know, if you are listening to the scenario and you feel like you can't be here anymore, please, by all means, like, take a step out. For anyone who is worried about me upon going through this scenario, please don't worry about me. Please don't worry about me, right? Mature audiences be advised, maybe. I don't necessarily think there's anything that warrants like a trigger warning. It's just that it dabbles, I think, emotionally in areas that because I'm playing a person who's quite emotionally stressed, it might be distressing likewise to hear me play that character, right? Naturally, I won't be swearing. Like, I don't even think that mature audiences need be advised, because there's no particular content like that. Anyway, it's just a thought. I think it's just that because it's Teru that I'm playing, because it's Teru in this scenario that I'm playing, I think I just wanted to let you know that I'm not upset, and I just need double the points and you could swear. Why would you ask me to do such a thing? Tisk tisk. Tisk tisk. So I'm still thinking about how sensitive, how emotionally charged the scenario needs to be, because I think that there's ways that I can loophole that. I'm waiting on the return of Bun Sing. Bun doesn't sing. It's not a request, it's an opportunity. Oh no. It's tisk tisk. It's very tisk tisk. No one will be tuskaru'd by the sound of me swearing. But anyway, you guys should know that I'm quite vicious by now. Vicious Bun doing ever vicious things. Excuse me. Not normally, but you can be. Vicious Bun? I'm a very vicious bun. Save your points for Iru tongue clicks at you? Well, I'm not sure why anyone would want that. But I'm very good at drawing lines, and if need be, I'm very good at putting people in their place. And I don't need swears to do that. I don't need to curse. But when the day comes, perhaps? Bun accuse? There's no redeem for that. There's no redeem for that. There's no need to make an opening where you would ask for me to say something unkind, right? Don't tempt chat with a good time. Is there someone for whom it would be a good time? I don't particularly want to put anyone down. Then again, I did put Bun swearing in the channel points. Gazes into the distance. I'll leave it there for now. But No. Shakes finger, wags finger at you. Very kind though. I don't go out of my way to be kind to anyone here. And gosh, I shudder at the thought. Not the flattering type. And in many ways I realize that's not a good thing. I feel that at the very least as an entertainer that I should have a warmer embrace. The people who take time out of their day to visit me at my channel. But nonetheless, I am still every bit as mean bun as always. Thank you for forgiving that. I will crawl back into my coffin. And Mario. I am not cute when I am mean. I am just the most vicious of buns. Treat me coldly? No comment for now. If you do something, I'm not afraid to pick you up for anything that you might say that is inappropriate. Disregarding the inappropriate content of any games that I might play, such as some earlier lines today. But, you know, I have my own judgments. I am keeping an eye on you all. Oh, Nakitsuki, sorry, I'm about to crawl back into the depths. I am not a kudere either. I am just Bun. I am only Bun. What does that sound like? Only Bun. A vicious Bun rhyme is brewing. Quick chat, give me something Bun can reprimand me for. No need. No need. I'll remember that you wanted to be treated coldly. Well, I don't necessarily think it's a good thing. No. Thank you. Sorry, I've vastly overstayed again. This is the fear when chat is here. I will stay and hang out instead of going away like I keep promising to. Good night. Good night. Thank you for, as always, enduring the frog voice with the frog reads. And we will resume the Shizune route at another time.